Hey everybody, I'm Andy Smith, your hostess with the mostest. I'm a 30-year comic book veteran, having worked for Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics, Cross Generation, Ominous Press. You name it, I've probably worked for them. And I do other things art-wise outside of comics in the field of advertising. I've also written some books on drawing comics you might have seen. Drawing American manga superheroes, Drawing Dynamic Comics was my first book. And I also did the handy little How to Draw Superhero sketchbook where all you need is a pencil because you do all the work right inside the book. Enough about that. This is the Book Look series. The Book Look series is where I grab a book off my library. You can see the tons of books I have behind me. And I go through it page by page with you so you can see if it's a book that you might want to buy. I like to know what I want to buy before I buy it, and I feel this is a way to give you some insight into these books. So join me for today's book look. Thanks. Well, hello everybody. Andy Smith here, 31-year veteran of the comic book industry. I've worked for lots of people, Marvel, DC, Image. Go to my website, www.andysmithart.com, and check it out. You'll see more. Today's book look is another foreign edition from the UK, so I can actually read this one. But before we get there, if you haven't gone and checked out First Man yet, what are you waiting for? It's a superhero for a new generation. After working for the man for all those years, I'm branching out, doing my own thing. Superhero I love. You saw these characters in my How to Draw book, Drawing Dynamic Comics. Now they're on the page with stories that you can read. Volume 1, Volume 2. There's a link in the description below so you can go buy both of these or just buy this one if you already have this one. Check it out. Books ship out rather quick, so you place an order today, you'll probably get it within 7 days because I've done all the fulfillment for the campaign. So it's still on demand. Go check it out. All right, moving on. The Titans. Not the Teen Titans, but Marvel. 1975 Marvel Comics. Let's open this bad boy up. This is number 20. Came out in March 1976. Let me adjust this so you guys can see it all in its glory. There we go. Here it is. Oh, yeah. I love this format. It's bigger than a comic. As you can see, if I lay this comic down, my book down, you can see it's bigger. But what they did was they put 2 pages onto one, so actually it's a little smaller. It's a different format, but I think stuff like this is cool, seeing these different formats. Beware the Juggernaut, my son. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know what issue of X-Men that is. I'm not an aficionado, so I couldn't tell you, but I know it's one I don't have. But it does star the Juggernaut, one of my favorite villains of all time. He's big, he's bad, he's the Juggernaut. Do 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 boo 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 do do do. I love seeing this stuff in black and white, seeing the ink lines. This was drawn by Warner Roth and inked by John, I'll mess his last name up, John Tartaglione. But penciled by Warner Roth. Very fun stuff. Nice shots here. This was, after Jack Kirby left the X-Men, so it still has kind of a Jack feel in regards to layouts and such. And then that book is over, so let's see. It ended, page 11 times 2, 22-page book. And now we go to Namor. Prince Namor, the Submariner, by Stan Lee and Bill Everett. That's right, Bill Everett, the guy that created the Submariner, came back to the book later in its run, around issue 50, late 40s or 50 or so. So it's cool to see Bill Everett come back. I love when he does underwater stuff. He actually draws like the motion of the water. It just works. And I think in color, that works really well too. Bill did the pencil and inks on this stuff. You can see, if you look at some of Bill's early work when he first created Submariner, you can still see under the figure construction and whatnot, This must have been a short story because it's over. Next, Death Outside the Gates. What is next? Oh, a 2-page spread. Pinup by Jeff, I can't read your last name. And Mike Esposito inked it. So that's pretty cool. Next week, the center spread's Doctor Strange. What do we have here? Captain Marvel by Wayne Boring, inked by Frank Giacoya. Wayne Boring of good old Superman fame did come over and do some work for Marvel. I have this issue, and you're like, of course you do, because you own every issue of Captain Marvel. And you're right, I do. There were 62 issues of that book, and I made it my life's purpose. Yes, my life's purpose is pretty pathetic, to own the entire run of Captain Marvel. And I've done it. I completed it some months ago. So I know I have this, but I get to see it in black and white. I love these wrinkles. They're just so thick inside of the brush. And you really can see, because this was, came out in the 70s. It was flat color. And actually this issue might have came out early 70s, late 60s. But because these were colored with flat color, it was really more important to spot black placement. So like the black here and here is a framing device for the hourglass. The black here and even on her hair frames up Rick nicely. Same here, black on the ceiling and wall. You don't see a lot of that these days. In fact, a lot of art and comics these days is almost, if you saw it in black and white, it would look like a coloring book, because these artists rely on the colorists so much, and I just don't think that's a good thing to do. Love that shot of good old Captain Marvel right there. Beautiful face. I think this is when Captain Marvel still had white hair before it turned yellow. Great page here, nice shot of Captain Marvel. You can see Wayne Boring's figure construction. You can just see a Superman emblem and cape on that. Really nice stuff. Frank Giacoya, just a great inker during this time period. Once again, this is something else I would love to have seen the pencils too, just to see what these guys were working with. I love that close-up of Captain Marvel. Got the nice black back here. It's white hair at this time, blonde, white. Even if it was blonde, I like the wispiness of the hair, the nice thin lines. I probably would have gone a little thicker on the underside of the hair right here, just to give it that oomph and that volume. And then you do these thinner lines on the inside to show that it's a light colored hair. The way the eyes are inked are really nice, just nice heavy lid. This is The Devil's Egg. I guess this is a Nick Fury thing, because there's Nick Fury. It's designed by Jack Kirby, which I assume means layouts. Penciled by Howard Purcell, inked by Mike Esposito. This is one that I don't have the comic of. I'll be honest, I never got into the whole S.H.I.E.L.D. thing when I was growing up. But as I discovered Jim Steranko, I do have all his S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. This must have just been a backup story because it's over. Because now we go on to He Who Holds the Cosmic Cube. That's right, Captain America going up against, I'm assuming the Red Skull's in this, and he's got the Cosmic Cube. Jack Kirby drew it. Don Heck, a fantastic penciler in his own right, did the inking. Just glorious stuff here. Beautiful. Different inkers over Jack would bring different looks and techniques, but you can still see it's Jack. Love this figure right here. Fills the panel. Just, nice cropping and everything. Just really boom, in your face. Jack is the man. Now we've got a nice 6-panel grid here of the action. Of course it's the Red Skull. That dude loves the Cosmic Cube, as we saw in First Avenger. And Captain America, he's got superhuman strength and endurance, but He's going up against the Cosmic Cube. Nothing scares off Captain America. I love the way Jack Kirby does wrinkles, and they're chunky. You really get the sense of these folds in these clothing. He's got the lighting coming this way, so the cast shadow from his arm. This stuff in shadow here. I don't believe I own this issue, but I have most of the Captain America Essentials. So I'm sure I do have a reprint of this. Actually, I'm looking at my shelf now. I've got Captain America Essential number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if there is a 5, I'm missing number 5. And then I think it stopped. Look at this. Big and bulky, but you can see some Don Heck in this with him doing the inking in regards to the outlining and stuff, and even some of the drawing. He tweaked a little bit as he was inking it, but that's just a buff cap. And then we end it. This is all newsprint. This is the glossiness of it. And then look at that, the greatest team up of all, the mightiest, spectacular that only Marvel could give you, 75 pages from your news agent, the Battle of the Century. I would love to get a foreign edition of this. That would be so cool. Zoom back in. Oop, wrong way. There we go. So that was the book look, a UK edition of some reprints for Marvel featuring their Titans. And if you want more Titanic action, well, then get yourself First Man, my campaign. It's on Indiegogo. The link is in the description below. Fulfilling, daily, weekly. You put an order in today, I'll get an email and ship it out that day or the next day, depending on when I get the email. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Andy Smith, 31-year veteran of the comic book industry. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Heck, if you wouldn't mind, hit the share button and share this out on your social media. Let's get some more subscribers to my channel. I love you all. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Bet First Man 2 now, live on Indiegogo.